What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today we're talking about The Invisible Man, which has now been released to digital home premiere, as I've seen it called, where it's been released to digital, specifically only for rental, and it's one of the many films going the same route due to the coronavirus. Because I don't typically go to the theater, my job has gotten a lot busier. This was particularly a lot of interest to me because I think Elisabeth Moss is a terrific actress, one of the best out there right now, because the director was Leigh Whannell, who really knows how to film a horror movie. Say what you will about Saw or Insidious, I honestly think there's a lot to love there in terms of how those films were directed specifically. Plus, this is supposedly Universal's third attempt to jumpstart this dark universe thing that has failed twice now, but maybe, just maybe, they found the right formula with The Invisible Man. People's worries about how bad the other films may possibly be infinitesimal with this film's release. So let's get cracking. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, infinitesimal. Something really, really, really small, aka the opposite of Shaquille O'Neal. The Invisible Man follows Cecilia, a victim of domestic abuse who has escaped a life of torment only to be lured back into it when her abuser, once thought to be dead, comes back to stalk her. Only this time, she can't escape him because this man is seemingly invisible, a fact that may be hard for Cecilia to convince others of. There's a ton of praise about this movie that I've seen, and I mean a ton, and for good measure. This film is as others say it is. It's good. It's very well made from a technical side of things. Elisabeth Moss particularly kills it in this type of role, as she always has. She's a very good actress that can portray this kind of character development perfectly. Basically, she's a woman who is overlooked, treated like garbage, but overall somebody who has it in her to have the strength and determination to figure out how to coolly rise out of her situation and come out on top as this really strong female presence. She's done it in Mad Men. She's currently doing it in The Handmaid's Tale. And heck, they really add a third angle in this type of film because she also has to come off as absolutely nuts in the movie. And she does. I know she's not crazy, but she plays it so well that I almost believe it myself. There's also some decent visuals, albeit being a bit subtle overall. If there was one complaint that I had about this movie, it would be that if I wrote the movie in my head, I would have written it exactly like what happens in this movie. Which sounds to me like it's predictable. But then again, I don't think the same way that others do. I just felt like for me, it didn't take any massive risks in terms of narrative structure because I feel like the ability to turn yourself invisible holds a lot of potential. And it's an idea that we've seen in different mediums and they've all dealt with it in different ways. But I often felt like the direction that this film took specifically it was just variations of things that we've seen done with invisible people before. Doesn't make it a bad film overall. No. In fact, I think it may be the best 2020 film that I've seen thus far. Not that I've seen very many. But let's take a look at that final score. This film is an example of when my bias lines up with my objective view of the film, because from an unbiased viewpoint, I thought there was a lot of technical things that impressed me, and my unbiased score is 84%. And because I had a pretty great experience with the film in general and found it to be thrilling, my bias score was 86%, averaging out the scores obviously to 85%, which is the score that I'm giving The Invisible Man, which is a letter grade of B. Not bad at all. However, I don't really think it was ever a masterpiece or anything. It is, however, a great experience. Guys, I'd like to hear your thoughts on The Invisible Man in the comments down below. Tell me if you loved it. Tell me if it had your heart pounding, but tell me most of all what you would do with the power of invisibility. Or maybe don't tell me that. As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you like this review, because there's more like it coming out. Hit the thumbs up button, because that always helps out my channel. And don't forget about the little bell icon, because that'll help notify you when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out.